Welcome to the Pressbox. We are back inside of Corner Pocket. I'm DeMonte Shaw.
I'm Nathan LaPierre.
I'm Brendan Randolph.
And I'm Matt Newman.
We are here to talk about sports. So we got the MLB playoffs going on right now. Pretty big deal. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been watching, but I've been watching the highlights of sports today. But I know who has been watching.
Nathan LaPierre has been watching. So yeah, we have the American League Division Series started up prior to this episode. Orioles-Tigers should be a great series, and the Orioles were fortunate to get a win off of Max Scherzer. Great pitcher for the Tigers. I mean, even though it was in Camden Yards, it was definitely, I think, most people expected the Tigers to win that game just because Scherzer is, reigning Cy Young Award winner, is a very good pitcher, but they just absolutely exploded at the end of that game to cruise easily. I was excited about that. I mean, still being an Orioles fan, before the Nationals were here, the Orioles were my home team, so I was pretty excited about that. And then you have the Royals, who had a great victory just to get into this round, and they did it again. I mean, it was tied going into extra innings, and they ended up pulling off that extra inning magic, getting the home run, and that was a good win for them too. So off of Jared Weaver, so that'll be an interesting series. I'm rooting for the Royals because they haven't been to the playoffs in so long, but we'll see. It'll be a tough one. They're a really good team. So
Just design a t-shirt.
So put that on a t-shirt. But every time I hear underdog, it's coming. I can think of that. I'm definitely pulling for the hometown teams. Probably because, like I said, I don't follow baseball like that. But I have been to Orioles games. I've been to Nationals games. Shout out to my dad for taking me out as a kid. I missed you, Dad. This will be good for the area, especially if they go deep into the playoffs. The excitement's going to be unreal.
Beltway World Series. World Series.
Yeah, the DMV is
football season.
Did you guys hear that? Nathan just called. He just called Ravens-Redskins Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, that too, which the Redskins will win.
Oh yeah, that's happening.
Redskins are not going to lose again.
Why Redskins won?
Redskins undefeated rest of the season. But also in baseball, Orioles, Nationals.
Yeah.
Quite possible. They're both very good teams.
I've gotta have my eye on the Royals though, because they had to come back from 7-3 down against the Oakland Athletics.
Yep.
They were down.
John Lester on the mound.
Yeah, was that in the 8th inning they were down 7-3, or was it 7th?
8th or 7th, yeah, it was late in the
I'm
game.
pretty sure, and they scored like 3 in the 8th, and then they had to score the final run in the 9th. And
It was the 8th, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That was really impressive because they're the underdogs this year, haven't been to the playoffs in 30 years. It's like I saw one of the fans that had a sign that said, "I've been waiting my entire life, literally, for this moment."
Yeah.
They're one of the teams. But of course, when you talk about hometown teams, the Nationals and the Orioles are two teams that definitely got my eye on, particularly the Nationals because they have home field advantage, right?
Yes.
Right. So hopefully this time it ends up better than the last time they had home field advantage when they lost in 5.
Don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Don't jinx it.
I won't say anything.
It's the Cardinals. They're in the playoffs, man. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Playing the Giants this time.
Yes. Nationals. Yeah.
Should we talk about our some fantasy earlier?
Right. Switching over to the NFL and fantasy leagues. I'm killing it in one of them. I'm 4-0.
I'm 4-0 in one of my leagues too. Don't get ahead of yourself, dude.
The Mason Rec League, actually, killing it. But we wanted to do our.
But you're 2-2 in our league. So
I am
back on our level.
Yeah.
We're all 2-2 in our league.
Yeah, I had a rough start, but I'm going to turn the season around and definitely make the championship. But we wanted to discuss our fantasy league MVPs. We can start with quarterback, and you guys got for quarterback and fantasy MVP.
Tough question. Well, if you're talking about overall points production, it's obviously Andrew Luck. But and he's probably one that not many people saw coming. So
I'd say Andrew Luck. I don't think there's that much especially when, Aaron Rodgers has been up and down, Drew Brees has been kind of mediocre, Peyton Manning's been good, but Andrew Luck's been getting more points. And there haven't really, none of the low drafted quarterbacks have really been killing it. So I would definitely say Andrew Luck.
Yeah, I'd probably take a look at that. But also because the Colts have been Colts pass a lot too, because their running game is not the best. So.
What are you trying to
They're
say about
doing
Trent
all
Richardson?
And Ahmad Bradshaw.
Well, actually,
They're doing
Ahmad
all right.
Bradshaw's been doing better.
Yes, they've been doing all right this year.
But yeah, they're still
They still-
pass-oriented offense. Though, so
Yeah.
Andrew Luck's definitely been the best of the quarterbacks. But I mean, Rodgers is probably going to be on the rise though. He had 4 touchdowns last week, 3 touchdowns this week against Minnesota. So he's trending up.
Yeah.
But so far, Andrew Luck will be the MVP.
I was thinking Geno Smith, but that's just me. About running backs.
We'll assume that was a joke. Running backs, I got DeMarco Murray. I mean, not because he's a Cowboy, but because despite of the fact that he's a Cowboy, he has been doing. I have him on one of my teams, so I mean, I have been getting a lot of points. So I got to at least respect him for that. So I mean, he's running away with the points total for running backs so far.
Cowboys offense
running
is
away.
finally what it needs to be, where it's balanced between running and passing. We have great running backs.
like-
Why not use them?
It's like, what do you want? Do you want DeMarco Murray to fumble, or do you want Tony Romo to throw an interception?
That's why you balance it. So you run DeMarco enough where he's not fumbling, and you have Romo passing enough where it's not too much, where he's prone to make,
But that's been his
too
only
much.
problem. DeMarco Murray fumbled in the first 3 games.
Yeah.
But he's just been so good otherwise, they just don't even care.
You can't like not give him the ball after that because he's
No.
still, even though he's fumbling, he's got 150 yards, like at least 1 touchdown in each of the first 3 games.
winning games. So
He's killing it, yeah.
He's even better in the 4th game too. So I should know I have him in one of my leagues too. He's basically been carrying my team.
Yeah.
No one else is scoring.
Because LaShawn has not been doing too well for me the last couple of weeks, so
yeah,
I
shaky
need DeMarco to help me.
What about receivers?
That's an interesting one. That's opinions on that.
I just got to go with my 3 receivers who are killing it: Jeremy Maclin, Julio Jones, Calvin Benjamin.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good 3 right there.
They're all doing really well.
All top 10.
Well, Julio Jones was supposed to be top 10, but as far as overperforming their projections, I mean, probably out of that group, yeah, I mean, Macklin, Kelvin Benjamin, both well outperforming.
Yeah, I wish my boy AJ Green could stay healthy because he'd be killing the game. And surprisingly, Megatron isn't up there, but
Especially
He also was hurt that one game.
yeah.
Yeah, this happens. He misses a game and still ends up one of the best receivers in the league. So
Yeah,
I mean,
he'll turn around.
he's just unstoppable.
The other guy that's been a bit of a surprise, I would say, like Eddie Royal had 22 points last week. Although
He does
it was
this,
against,
though.
It was against Jacksonville, and he's like, I know what you're gonna say. He's like really good early, and then late in the season he kind of disappears. Sometimes.
Yeah, and he's just up and down in general. With Phillip Rivers, it's been weird. Like sometimes he'll just randomly get like 3 touchdowns, and he's not even a big receiver, and then he'll just disappear. And then everyone picks him up, and then he disappears. Yeah, that's how it goes.
See, I got lucky. I picked him up at the right time, and he got a couple touchdowns for me. So
Yeah,
just gonna give a shout out to the former Hokie Eddie Royal right there.
yeah.
you'll
So.
the tight ends.
Tight end for me, okay, I gotta say, my man Delaney Walker has been a beast so far. Number 2 tight end as of the shooting of this episode, tied with Jimmy Graham, only behind Martellus Bennett, who I think is another candidate. But because I picked up Delaney Walker, nobody even owned him, so I think he's way overperforming. He's the top receiver by a mile on the Titans right now, so I gotta give it to him.
I'll go with Jimmy Graham. I mean, the whole no dunking on the goalpost has really hurt him a lot.
Yeah,
but he's still keeping his numbers up. So
That's been tough.
Just doing layups now.
yeah, just lay it up there, safe.
He has to work on his perimeter game now.
Yeah.
Just like the rest of us.
Get that 3-point shot going.
Well, my best tight end. The tight end that I have in my league is Julius Thomas. So I mean, when you're playing with 8 man, you're always going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
He had a bye week last week, so he didn't score any points. But other than that, he's been pretty good. I would say he's worked out well for my team's needs. I'd say that much.
I'm probably gonna say Martellus Bennett.
Yeah. That's
Bennett's definitely up there. I'd say
He's probably like the
Bennett
top
and Walker.
receiving target in Chicago, which is
Why couldn't he
crazy.
do that when he was playing with the Cowboys? I don't understand.
Because the Cowboys suck.
Yeah. Well, that's consistency. He hasn't been good this year.
Should we talk about some defenses?
Defense.
Because I have the Panthers defense,
Yeah.
and they got me -8 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So
Panthers have been bad. Seahawks for me have been pretty mediocre. I traded to get the Seahawks, and they're not doing too well. we're looking for improvement there in the future Seahawks.
So you're at about -8. I picked up the Falcons defense after they scored 28 against Tampa, and I was like, oh, they'll do good against Minnesota. They got -10. But I still won that week somehow, so.
I mean, with the way J.J. Watt's playing, the Texans are definitely up.
That's-
Yeah.
The man's just scoring in every game. He's doing
Can you
all
just
that.
like add him as a defense?
Yeah.
So we'll talk
J.J.
about,
Watt.
yeah. As far as individual defensive players, definitely J.J. Watt's up there, I think.
It's probably #1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as expected, but yeah, absolutely.
So, we'll cut it short today. We'll definitely be back. next
Sorry,
week.
kickers.
You don't matter.
That Eagles kicker is getting some points,
yeah, that Eagles guy.
Yeah, Parky, yeah. Pick up Parky.
Okay. But yeah, we definitely got some big things coming. I know I keep saying this every week, but it's actually coming. So, stay tuned. It's actually
It's really coming. It's really
It's
coming.
really happening.
No,
It's
we
really
promise you, it's coming.
It's happening. So stay tuned. But signing off from DeMonte Shaw.
I'm Nathan LaPierre.
I'm Brendan Randolph.
I'm Matt Newman.
This is Pressbox.